On the weekly chart, we're going to take a look at Rivian in here. You can see that we're sitting right on this 50-day SMA. That's going to be a major support for us in here going forward. We're going to see if we can turn this around. So a nice little overall indecision candle in here, almost a doji on the weekly chart. This is coming off basically 6 red weeks in a row. So it looks like a little bit of a turnaround in here. Obviously, the big 2% day in the Qs and the SPYs helped us in here today. We're up around 8% almost on the day from yesterday's close. We're going to see if we can kind of turn this thing around as we're going into earnings, which is going to be happening next Thursday after market. So you have right around a $2 expected move priced in by next Friday's expiration. So we're going to see if we get a little bit of a pop in here, or at least a run into earnings before we get that report Thursday after market. Now, as far as our resistances, what are we looking at in here? First major resistance is going to be up here 1592. Then above that, that 9-day EMA sitting at 1664. And then we have a major resistance in here sitting right at that $17 level. So that's what we're looking at overall, but we're going to see if we can get a little bit of pop in here as we go into earnings. Large IV rank sitting here at 61. So let's see what happens in here as we go into our next week. Now, as far as different correlations with different EV models and things like that, we're going to take a look at Tesla in here. You can see that we broke down out of this overall structure this past week. So next week, we will be adjusting all these lines. But for right now, we're going to leave them on, even though we did have a nice 3% pop in here on the day, ended up at these 411 handles. We're going to see where this thing is going to take us. We have to climb over this big 1450 hump, right? I'm sorry, 41450 hump in here. And then we can be forward looking to those 420 handles once more. And then obviously we have a gap to fill in here right to that 430 level. And we have this 9-day EMA lingering in here at that 435. So that's what we're looking at in here. That basically we can chalk it up to 415 if you want to, but it's really 41450. Get above there, nice breach and hold. Then we can worry about filling this gap, and then we can worry about climbing higher to that 9-day EMA. On the downside in here, really nothing's stopping us until we get to that 400 psych level. We have 399 marked in here, but it's really a nice $400 psych level and for us in here. Below there, nothing's in really stopping us again until the lows that came in this past week, right around those high 380s. So that is what we're looking at overall in Tesla. We have very, very low IV in here still relative to itself. So IV rank is sitting at 2. That's because a lot of it got sucked out today. You have an $8 expected move priced in by Monday, next Friday, $18. The monthly expirations, you're looking at right around a $25 expected move. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a sympathy play in here. I know, obviously, the larger liquidity, the larger overall everything is going to be Tesla rather than Rivian, but still, we might get a little overall pop and sympathy plays in here with that little Rivian pop that we might get or run into earnings. So we're going to check, just keep an eye on Tesla, Nikola, things like that. So that is what we're looking at in here in Rivian and Tesla. Let's see what happens as we open up the new week and look forward into those earnings coming up for Rivian after market Thursday, February 12th. Okay, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.